It is amazing what a little power and a little money behind you can accomplish. This is a photograph of Charles Hamilton Houston, who graduated from the Harvard Law School in 1922. He was, in fact, the first African-American editor of the Harvard Law Review. He also trained Chief Justice Thurgood Marshall and Oliver Hill when they were students at the Howard Law School, and they both became pivotal players, along with Charles Houston, in the landmark case of Brown versus the Board of Education, which ended segregation in public schools. Normally, this job of being the editor of the Harvard Law Review or the president of the Harvard Law Review, this job would go to people that had previously published many articles in the Harvard Law Review and had exhibited outstanding work. It appears that Barack Obama never wrote anything for the Harvard Law Review. However, he did write, as a beginning student, a paper that was assigned him, a hypothetical legal case. And wouldn't you know it, Barack Obama decided to write a case about abortion and whether or not a child would have the legal right to sue his mother for abuse that he suffered while in the womb. An highly edited version of this paper appeared in the 103rd edition of the Harvard Law Review without Barack Obama's name on it. And this is the only paper that he ever wrote that ever appeared in the Harvard Law Review. And after he was appointed the job of being the first black president in the 104-year history of the Harvard Law Review in 1990, he never contributed one word. So just as we've seen in the past how he gets appointed jobs, gets elected to jobs, and then he sits in them and accomplishes nothing and just simply uses them as a stepping stone to a higher position. How in the world did Barack Obama get appointed as president of the Harvard Law Review? On YouTube, and I'll leave a link to this video, and there are several that have appeared on YouTube recently, is an interview from a New York-based television show of the past called Inside City Hall. And within this video, Percy Sutton, who at one time was one of the most powerful black politicians in the state of New York, who had ties to the Nation of Islam, who was one time the representing attorney for Malcolm X. And you can see here he is pictured with Malcolm X back in 1963 at a civil rights rally in Harlem, New York. He states that he was asked by Khalid al-Mansour, who was one of the principal advisors to one of the world's wealthiest men, to write a letter on Barack Obama's behalf to either intervene to get Obama into Harvard or to get him elected as the president of the Law Review, or perhaps both. Dr. Khalid Al-Mansour has written many books. He is a Texas-born attorney. He's a black separatist, and he is a Muslim supremacist. And the rich man that he is an advisor to is none other than the Saudi prince Al-Walid. If you recall, Al-Walid is the man that offered Rudy Giuliani a check for $10 million after the events on 9/11 to help rebuild the city of New York. But at the time, he suggested that the United States should take a different position on the Israel-Palestinian problem, that perhaps the United States should no more support the state of Israel. And when Rudy Giuliani heard that, he handed the man his money back. So it is quite possible that this Saudi prince, along with Khalid Mansour, are the money men that have been backing Barack Obama, along with many others. But it is certain from this taped interview that Percy Sutton was asked to write these letters of recommendation by Khalid Al-Mansour, and that Al-Mansour, once again a Muslim supremacist, was raising money for Barack Obama back when he was going to Harvard. Thanks for listening.